Visit Pokemon Card Market and buy Pokemon cards from base set up to latest evolution set with best prices, secured system and easy handling. Only for European players. How's it going, guys? Once again, welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. In today's video we'll be looking at Mega Salamence deck for the standard format. So I just decided to build this deck and to play a little bit with it. And I must say that I didn't have the best luck playing it because a lot of people these days playing with the Mega Gardevoirs online, and unfortunately Mega Salamence-EX is actually weak on a fairy. So playing against Mega Gardevoir is going to be so hard. It's going to be actually a nightmare. It's a pretty much easy loss, the same thing as with Mega Mewtwo. I mean, I can always maybe use my Beastly Fang if I start second against my against my opponent Gardevoir, and maybe taking the advantage, knocking out one of his Mega Gardevoirs, but that's just probably gonna be it. Because he can go with a Desperate for 220, and that's enough with 2 energies for the knockout against Salamence, and with one more Pokemon discarded, it's gonna be 240, so it's gonna be more than enough for the one-hit knockout. But anyway, Mega Salamence-EX 230 HP Dragon Pokemon with Savage Wing for 100, for 1 Fire, 1 Water Energy, and 2 Colorless Energies. Discard as many basic Fire Energies, unfortunately, so you cannot discard Double Dragon Energy attached to this Pokemon, and this attack will does 40 more damage for each energy discarded in this way. That's pretty much it. So in theory, you can go for 180 with 2 Fire Energies and Double Dragon Energy, which is going to be pretty much enough for the one-hit knockout against every EX, every popular EX in the current standard format without fighting Fury Belt, except for the Zygarde, of course. On the other side, I have support Reshiram with the Turbo Blaze. So in theory, if I start with the Reshiram turn 1, I can use Turbo Blaze, Fire Energy attached from my hand, then Double Dragon Energy, and then pretty much retreat down to my bench and use Beastly Fang, for example. Also, 1 copy of the Hydreigon with the Dragon Road for 2 less retreat cost on my Reshiram, Salamence, and Mega Salamence-EX if there is any kind of stadium in play. 2 Shaymis for the setup, 1 Hoopa, and that's pretty much it from the Pokemon line. From the item cards, 2 copies of Enhanced Hammer, pretty good against every deck that actually need and use special energies, 2 copies of Mega Turbo for extra energy acceleration and extra damage with the Mega Salamence, single Special Charge and Super Rod for those energy resources, and also Pokemon resources, recycling, 4 copies of Trainers Mails, 4 copies of Ultra Balls, and 4 copies of Seeker. In addition to that, from supporter line, I'm running 1 copy of Hex Maniac. It's a pretty good card, I really like it. It can shut down any ability. It can also take advantage against those Greninja breaks, so kind of like it. 1 copy of Lysandre, 3 copies of N, just because I have space for 1 more card and I decide to attack 1 more N, so I have 3 N. 1 Olympia for the free treat, for the free switch. It makes a lot of sense because sometimes it can help to basically use that advantage of the Turbo Blaze. And also 1 copy of Scintillator because I can heal 6 damage counters. And with 230 HP, healing 60 makes a lot of sense, especially because I can also discard 2 energies, for example with the Savage Wing, and pretty much reduce, for example, Evil Ball for 40 damage, which can be very important. A single Ranger, just in case I stuck against those annoying, let's say, Regis or maybe Glaceons or Jolteons, but pretty much the deck does not need it so much because you can always attack with the Salamence or Mega Salamence or even your Reshiram or Hydreigon-EX, so you don't need that much Ranger, but for example it's good against Giratina-EX, for example. 4 copies of Professor Sycamore, 2 copies of Parallel Cities, so you can discard your Shaymins and Hoopas from the bench. 2 Float Stones, 3 Spirit Links, and only 10 energies in total. 4 of them, of course, Double Dragon Energies, and actually 11 energies in total. 4 Double Dragon Energies and 7 Fire Energies. Only thing that I would probably maybe recommend, it's gonna be only 1 copy of Escape Rope. I find myself sometimes in a trouble without Escape Rope, and sometimes I said, well, if there was at least 1 copy of Escape Rope, I could just use that extra Turbo Blaze and be able to, you know, power up my Salamence or Mega Salamence on the bench. But again, it's just the 1 card, so 1 card from 60, it can be priced and it's like you don't have it, so it can be a good tech. So if you're just looking forward to play this build, you should also maybe consider taking one copy of an escape rope. More than that, I'm kind of happy with the deck list. It works pretty decent. Unfortunately, against those Mega Gardevoirs, you cannot expect too much, and I actually even managed to beat one Mega Gardevoir deck, but that's probably 1 in a million. So let's do some game tests so you can actually see how the deck will work. So see you in the game before final conclusion for the deck. Okay, so let's call the heads, and let's do this by going first. So let's take a look at the opening hand. Hopefully my opening hand is going to be Reshiram and Salamence. There is no Reshiram, but at least there is one copy of Salamence-EX. Okay, I have 2 Double Dragon Energies, Trainers Mail, Sycamore for 7. At least I can have Sycamore for 7. Oh, what a nice top deck. It's a Spirit Link. So I'm thinking about just playing my Trainers Mail and getting an Enhanced Hammer makes a lot of sense. But more than that, I'm gonna pass my turn. I'm kind of happy with my Mega Salamence in my hand and that Double Dragon Energy. So it's not going to be enough for the one-hit knockout against Shaymin, but for example I can go with my Dragon Strike and one-hit knock on my opponent Shaymin next turn for 130. Also, I can maybe even discard, I can maybe in theory even discard one Special Energy from his benched Pokemon or even an active one with my Enhanced Hammer. So let's take a look what he can pull here. Ultra Ball for Skyla and Lysandre for that Mewtwo EX. Alright, so would definitely love to see turn 1 double Colress Energy. Oh, he actually played N. Okay, I'm happy that I didn't discard Mega Salamence and Double Dragon Energy. 2 Salamence, Enhanced Hammer, Sycamore times 2, and Ultra Ball. That's pretty good. I should say that. Really it is. That Shaymin is going to be knocked out pretty easily. Yep, it's going to be knocked out pretty easily. 1 Fire Energy and he's knocked out, and I can take 2 prize cards. I guess I don't need to expect more than that. So Ultra Ball for, let's say, 1 Baby Reshiram, and then I can play my setup for 5. All I need here is just a single Fire Energy, and I don't need more than Fire Energy, to be honest. There we go. I can use advantage of a Ultra Ball for something like the Hydreigon, so I can also have 2 less retreat cost, and then I can play my Parallel City. It's gonna be down to my opponent, so he cannot set up more than 3, and Sycamore for 7. I could even go with the Hex Maniac. I decide not to do that. So 1 Float Stone down to my Hydreigon and 1 Beastly Fang for 110. So 110 is going to be more than enough for the knockout. And I can take 2 prize cards, the Trainer's Mail and the Mega Turbo. So kind of like that, because next turn I can go for 220, knocking out even his Mega Mewtwo with a single shot. Where on the other side, with a double Course Energy and Mega Turbo, he can go for 190, so that's going to be enough for the knockout, but hopefully he's not going to be capable to do that. So there's Cobalion, just a single Metal Energy, that's not going to be good, and the Float Stone down to his Cobalion. That's pretty much it. So Mega Salamence, time to evolve, time for that energy from my hand, and time for the Mega Turbo, and time for 220 damage counters with my Savage Wing. And that's gonna be pretty much a disaster for my opponent, because I managed to knock out his Mega Mewtwo from a single shot. And you can right now see a full potential of the Mega Salamence. If your opponent starts pretty bad, you can just go for 1-hit knockout every freaking turn. So there is 1 copy of Silent Lab and 1 energy, and Professor Sycamore for 7. So he's still desperately trying to do something here, but I just need Lysandre, 1 more Mega Turbo, and 1 Fire Energy, so I can knock out his Mewtwo on the bench for the last prize. Trainer's Mail can give me a Center Lady and a Ranger. Don't need any of these cards, but I can always use the advantage of my Pearl City. But this time I can discard 1 Salamence and 1 Shaymin. I can retreat for free down to my Reshiram. I can use the advantage of the Turbo Blaze. I can also add 1 energy manually from my hand. Then I can play my Sycamore for 7. Okay, so there is another Mega Salamence and Super Rod. Super Rod to recycle back. Shaymin for sure. 1-2 energies. I don't need Hoopa, I guess. Trainers Mail. For the V-Seeker, well, just in case. And another Mega Salamence will enter the play, and of course this will just end my turn. With another Metal Energy in play, my opponent is capable to attack with the Revenge Blast for enough damage counters for the knockout, which means the next turn I can just play my Lysandre and knock out his Mewtwo on the bench. Even Mega Mewtwo, if I can go with my Ultra Ball for Shaymin setup and find 1 more Fire Energy, so let's see what he can do. Of course, with the Silent Lab in play, he can prevent me from being able to set up, but still I can just Lysandre and knock with his Mewtwo. So, still waiting. Interesting to see Metal type, Metal Tech deck with a Mega Mewtwo. I mean, Psychic Infinity Mewtwo can be teched to pretty much everything, and my opponent actually decided to concede. Well, there was actually chance to bring back in the game, but at the end he just decided to concede, so let's move to another game. Okay, so starting with my Salamence. Double Dragon Energy, Parallel City, Sycamore, Center-Related, Mega Salamence. Not the best hand, I guess, but at least my opponent started with the Shaymin, and there is Gardevoir. So, in theory, even in theory, I can't perform turn 1 knockout against his Shaymin. I mean, maybe I can if I can find Ultra Ball for the Hoopa and then Olympia Float Stone, Reshiram of course, Fire Energy. Well, that's too many cards, I guess. So Ultra Ball for Xerneas and Max Elixir. So let's see if we can find energy. Probably. Oh, no energy. And another Max Elixir. Okay, that's interesting. And no energy. Oh my gosh. So 2 Max Elixirs and 0 energies for my opponent. Will that be... okay, so 1 of 3, at least 33% of success. So the top deck was Olympia. Speaking about Olympia, I'm gonna put my Pearl City tree down to my opponent, and of course I'm gonna play my Sycamore here for 7 because I need to set up definitely. In order to do that, there is 1 Hydreigon, there is Spurtling, Trainer's Mail for Enhanced Hammer. Do I need that Enhanced Hammer? Well, I don't, but I can always take that and put it into my hand. Float Stone, since I can retreat for free, of course I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna pass my turn, so that was the best thing I could do. At least next turn I can go with my Beastly Fang for 110, since my opponent has Shaymin and his Gardevoir in play. Oh my gosh. Okay, so he didn't still play that Max Elixir, so this is a 4 Max Elixir and 2 Max Elixir success, and 2 Max Elixirs not succeed. So 4 Max Elixir played, 50% of success for my opponent, so 1 Fire Energy for me. Of course, this is going to be a retreat down to my Salamence and Hex Maniac, and 1 Beastly Fang for 110. So at the end I managed to knock out his Shaymin and pull first 2 prize cards here. So the first one is another Salamence and another Fire Energy. Not that bad, I guess. Not that bad. At least I can have another Salamence, I can go with another Spurtling, Fire Energy from my hand, and 130 with my Dragon Strike. That's the most important thing here. I can go for 130. And still my opponent next turn is not going to be able without Mega Turbo to knock out my Salamence-EX because he will have maximum 5 energies in theory. So 1 huge Ultra Ball for me. I should definitely say that. It's gonna be for Hoopa, no doubt about that. No doubt about that. 1 Fire Energy, 1 Hoopa, and that's gonna be 2 Salamence-EX and of course Shaymin-EX. So I can bring 2 copies of Mega Salamence in play. And oh, I actually can't because I completely forget that I put my Salamence this turn on the bench. Never mind. Never mind for that. What I'm trying to find here is maybe a way to get the Lysandre, so I can even Lysandre my opponent Gardevoir on the bench and strike him for something like a 180. So inverse possible situation. He can go for 150, 180 with energy from hand, and 210 with the Mega Turbo, but still it's not going to be enough for the knockout because I have 230. So I guess I'm more than fine for now, definitely. Next turn I can go Sycamore for 7 and just get that double Dragon energy for the 1-hit knockout. Brilliant Arrow is going to be a huge, he's going to be for 300 of course, because I have weakness. Oh my gosh, I'm so stupid. I didn't see that I actually had weakness on the fairy. Yeah, I'm dragon type. Whoo! Okay, it took me a little bit, but at the end I managed to realize that. So Ultra Ball for Reshiram. So I can use the advantage of the Turbo Blaze and Sycamore for 7. Ta-da! Nothing. So Trainers Mail for the Super Rod or the V-Seeker. I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. Trainers Mail better for Super Rod. Yeah, I guess it is. So Super Rod for Mega Salamence and 1 energy, actually 2 energies, because I have Sycamore for 7 next turn. It's definitely going to be retreat down to my Reshiram, so I can use a Turbo Blaze, add energy to my Mega Salamence. Yes, just pass my turn. Actually, at the end, I decide to attach the energy with my Turbo Blaze, just in case if he can pull that Lysandre for the knockout. I guess it's not going to be that effective. Okay, so 300 damage, of course I have weakness, so right now I only need 1 energy, which is of course going to be 1 double dragon energy for the knockout against my opponent Mega Gardevoir, because he have another EX in play. And there we go, I managed to get double dragon. I'm also looking forward to play that Ultra Ball. Of course, Ultra Ball is going to be for the Reshiram, or maybe for the Shaymin. No Mega Turbo, so just for the Reshiram, I guess. Let's do that, Beastly Fang. Let's go for the 110. The bright side right now is that I will just need Mega Salamence, but I can't get Mega Salamence because both are in my discard pile, one is on the bench. So I need double Dragon Energy. Oh, okay, so he Mega Evolved, so nothing about that knockout. No more calculation. No more calculation. Lysandre down to Shaymin, or actually for the Hoopa. Luckily V-Seeker for Olympia will save the day. I can see that. Alright, so double Dragon Energy top deck. And the Mega Turbo. That's huge. So V-Seeker for the Olympia. What's the problem? The problem is that I need to discard 2 basic energies in order to go for 180, because Xerneas Break is 150. And still with the energy from hand and Mega Turbo, he can just go for 180. Not enough for the knockout against my Mega Salamence, but for example enough against my Salamence-EX. But I see my opportunity knocking out that Xerneas on the bench. But still I need too many resources, I guess. Too many resources. So that was a Sycamore for 7. A Ultra Ball. It might be for... probably it's not going to be for Shaymin, because already 2 Shaymins in his discard pile. For another Gardevoir EX. Okay. Another Gardevoir. I mean, I can always go with my N. and myself down to 2. Yeah, I guess it makes sense. So he just decides to pull quit here. I don't know why. He should definitely play till the end, because I had just a Mega Salamence in the front without chance to attack this turn, but I'm kind of happy, so let's move to another game. Alright, so let's go first. I don't like the fairy decks. Nope, I don't like them because Salamence can be one-hit knocked out with the Mega God of War for just 2 energies. And Mega Mewtwo can also be knocked out with a Desperate Mega God of War. So Mega God of War is actually a very powerful Mega Evolution, especially against Salamence, Mega Salamence, Mewtwo, and Mega Mewtwo. So that's for sure. I wish I started with my Reshiram in the front, but unfortunately I didn't. So, Trainers Mail for the Spirit Link. Okay, I guess I'm gonna take that. After that, I'm gonna play my Ultra Ball for Center Late in 1 Fire Energy actually. And I can pull that Hoopa. I can set up and play, let's say, Hydreigon, Salamence, and 1 Shaymin. Hydreigon makes a lot of sense because if I have Stadium, I can use advantage returning for free down to my bench. So, kind of like that. Shaymin for 3. Come on, give me that Pearl City. That's all I really need. No sign of the Pearl City, so it's gonna be 1N. I don't want to discard Mega Turbo yet, but I also miss opportunity to get Stadium. So it's gonna be just energy from my hand manually, Spirit Link, and pass. Yep, just that. I can't do anything else. So Ultra Ball for another Xerneas and 1 Fairy Energy for Hoopa. Okay, so with the Hoopa he can basically set up for, let's say, 2 Gardevoirs and 1 Shaymin-EX if he just need that drop support. We shall see. So 2 Gardevoirs, yep, and 1 Shaymin-EX. Fair enough. Trainer's Mail for 1 Spirit Link, so he can even have that Spirit Link. Turn 1 attached, and there we go with the Stadium. It's a Fairy Garden, so that means that right now I can actually use the advantage of my Dragon Road. If there's any Stadium card in play, the retreat cost of each of your Dragon Pokemons in play 2 Colress energies less. Okay, so fighting against Mega God of War. It's very nice. It's a pretty much an easy loss for me. It's like a nightmare. There we go with the N. I can always one-hit knock on my opponent with my Beastly Fang. Yeah, that's for sure, but too many resources. Too many of them. I wish I pulled Double Dragon Energy on Lysandre right now, so I could go with my Beastly Fang. Story of my life will say that's not gonna happen. Or actually, it might happen, but still, I'm short for 1 piece of puzzle. So I don't see another way than to go with my Seeker for N. Yeah, pretty much. A Seeker for N. Still no sign of the Double Dragon. You gotta be kidding me. My opponent will be able to set up so many energies right now. I kinda don't like that. At least I can get rid of the Shaymin and Hoopa from the bench. I can maybe even recycle them back right now, but let's just pass the turn for now. 4 energies. 4 energies. Oh my gosh, that's just too much. The good thing is, for example, if he plays Fairy Garden and I manage to top deck Ultra Ball, there is a tiny possibility that I can actually somehow find enough resources Oh, there we go. To maybe one-hit knock out one of his Mega Gardevoirs to the bench. Oh no, there's a Mega Gardevoir in the front. Come on. So unlucky. I mean, Desperate for 220, and V-Seeker for Lysandre. Nope, for the N. Okay, at least I got N. But still I'm not happy because he can just discard Shaymin and Hoopa. And there's gonna be 2 Pokemon less on his bench. Best thing I can go for 180. I need another Reshiram, definitely. Maybe I can somehow pull that knockout with my Mega Salamence this turn, but then he can just one-hit knockout again with his Mega Gardevoir next turn. So it's definitely gonna be hard, but I can say not impossible. There is Olympia, so there is a good chance that I can pull that. I need my Shaymin for the setup. I need my Mega Turbo. Then I need my Super Rod for the Reshiram, for the Hoopa, and for the Shaymin. Okay, so I'm playing my setup for 4. Another Mega Turbo, which is a nice one, but I didn't get another Ultra Ball. I have 2 energies. I can have even 1 more Fire Energy, but that's just it. Yeah, it's gonna be definitely 1 N. I have 2 Enhanced Hammers, but both of them are just unusable. The good thing is that there is Reshiram in my hand. Trainers Mail for what? For a V-Seeker? It's gonna be a V-Seeker for N. But the question is, can he find... Okay, definitely retreat down to the Reshiram. Energy down to my Salamence. And 1 Turbo Blaze down to my Mega Salamence. And I'm passing my turn. If he have access to the Lysandre, I'm done. If he does not have access to the Lysandre, then I have pretty decent chance maybe to knock out his Mega Gardevoir with my Mega Salamence, and still maybe to be able to power up another Mega Salamence so I can knock out his another Mega Gardevoir. It's not gonna be easy, but if I was able to get the Reshiram turn before, yeah, Sycamore for 7, okay. I did a tiny mistake that I didn't play Super Rod earlier, so I could get actually with the Ultra Ball Hoopa and then be able to get 2 Shaymins instead of the 1. But at the end, I'm kinda happy. I mean, I can set up my Hoopa next turn if I want for that Mega Salamence number 2, but I'm definitely not looking forward to do that. I just need somehow to knock out both of his Mega Gardevoirs. It's not easy, that's for sure, but I'm gonna do my best. So, Desperate for 220. Is it even worth to play V-Seeker for N? I mean, that's my only option, because I actually didn't took a Sycamore turn before. So 1 double Dragon Energy. I'm going to play my Hoopa, so I can pick another Shaymin and Mega Salamence. And right now I need to think twice. Should I evolve into my Mega Salamence? Yeah, I guess. Shaymin for 4 cards. Special Charge Olympia, blah blah blah. Trainers Mail cannot give me anything good. Except for maybe Parallel City, but that's not gonna happen. There is Ultra Ball. With the Ultra Ball, I can recycle a couple more resources that I might not need, like Hex Maniac and Olympia. Okay, I still have 3 fire energies. So, do we want to play N this turn? Of course. Of course we want to play N. And I simply cannot do anything with my Float Stones. But not even with my Enhanced Hammers. Bright side is that I can go with my one-hit knockout right now, but the bad thing is that next turn I simply cannot one-hit knockout. He's another Mega God of War because I'm gonna be short for like 1 copy of Mega Turbo. That's pretty bad. That's definitely pretty bad. And he actually decides to put a God of War EX in front without Mega God of War. Oh, but he had 1 in his hand. So 3 Mega God of Wars. Nope, I can maybe knock out 1 more, but I can't knock out all of them. So this is the one with the brilliant arrow. So 3, 4, 5, 6 energies. 360 right now. I wish I had 1 more Mega Turbo at least to knock out 1 more of his Mega God of Wars. But unfortunately I don't have. Maybe I can take 1 more knockout at least against Xerneas, maybe. Okay, so another Salamence, Special Charge for double Dragon Energy, Spirit Link, Trainer's Mail. For the V-Seeker, do we have Lysandre here? Nope, we don't have, so energy from my hand. Float Stone, I guess. V-Seeker for nothing. I guess V-Seeker just for fun because, you know, we can, but let's better go with the Sycamore, I guess. Who cares? Sycamore for 7, and there is a Lysandre, but unfortunately none of my Pokemons can survive his Mega God of War Brilliant Arrow, so at least I can try another Savage Wing for 180. And that's gonna be it. That's gonna be the best thing I can do. Pretty much best thing I can do. If there was at least 1 more Mega Turbo, it would be enough for that 1-hit knockout. But again, another Mega God of War on the bench would just go with another Desperate, and that would be pretty much it. So without additional backup attacker against those Mega God of Wars, unfortunately, I can't do anything.